This month we're talking about trust. If I would have to name one of the three components, three pillars of a good company culture or a lasting company culture, that would be definitely trust. Without trust, you cannot sustain human relationships, because you can exchange in maybe once, but then your reputation and your customer retention or your employee engagement, if there's no trust, there's no sustainability. So, and why is it that today, in today's world, in families, in organizations, in teams, there's no trust? Well, in many ways, we've been conditioned since we're babies not to trust ourselves and not to trust others. So for instance, how many of us heard as kids, don't trust strangers? And of course, I'm not advising your kids nor my kids to trust everybody, but how often do we say this to kids as opposed to trust life? Trust yourself, trust what that person is saying, because it might be not the way you see the world, but it might be true. It's a different perspective. So this is the first thing, is we were raised not to believe each other, and we're raised not to believe ourselves mostly, especially in very conservative cultures. Everyone is teaching us and conditioned us since we're kids to just go against our intuition. As kids, we imagine a different world, we imagine a different life, we imagine a different future for us. The sky's the limit. But then comes adults saying, oh, that's impossible, that will not bring you money, that is not a stable life, and boom, there you are saying to your kid that basically not to trust what he knows already or she knows. So not trusting ourselves and not trusting others, being conditioned to follow the unreliable road, made us to grow with this set of conditions that we, of course, bring into organizations. And so in today's companies, you can see a lot of mistrust around teams. Well, for instance, we assume a lot of things in communication when somebody's talking to us, especially with written communication, emails. Oh my God, there's so many examples of mistrust. We assume that the person is saying something to harm us, to attack us, when in fact they're just saying this because, well, I don't know, because they're not happy, or they didn't wake up or they just don't know how to write an emotional email, but they're actually not attacking us, but we don't trust that person. So we assume something that it's not good. The second thing is delegation. Oh my God, so many people that just don't delegate. Either you're a leader or you just have your colleagues. We don't delegate in many ways, and we feel so often overloaded because we just don't trust that the other person will be able to do the job better even than us. And this is, I believe, because of two things. Because either we're afraid of losing our jobs, and so if the other person doesn't know how to do my job, I will not lose my job. Or because we have this sense of, oh, the other person will not do it as good as I can do it. There's a saying around something like this: if you want to have that done, just do it yourself. That's not true. So many people that are as good as we are, or even better, just start delegating, and you will see how simpler and lighter your life can turn. And also, when it comes to customers and suppliers, there's so many examples of mistrust around us. So we don't trust our clients, and that's why we constantly push them to charge them things, or we don't believe when they're trying to complain about the service. We don't believe in them. We're just not open to innovate the way we do things, because we don't trust that feedback is good feedback for us. So these are the examples of mistrust in the organization. But let's do the positive side. How can we improve trust in organizations? Well, first, trust yourself. There's nothing that you will see outside yourself that you shouldn't start before and first and foremost with yourself. Trust yourself. Do an inventory of the skills, the things that you're good at, and just boost that. And the second thing is just pick one thing that you would like to learn and just do it. The best way to gain trust is just do it. And the second thing is start delegating. Pick one little thing at work, or at house with your wife, with your significant other, or with your kids. Just pick one task that you're doing yourself and you're feeling overloaded. And it doesn't need to be a big one, just start with a small one and delegate, and have patience to see the results, because trust comes hand in hand with patience and a lot of tolerance, because we're all human. So this month, just trust yourself and trust others.